Yes, good afternoon to you, Darren Bent. How are you?
Oh, I'm very good, Andy Goldstein.
And let's welcome to the studio our friend for the next 3 hours, Ben Foster. How are you?
I'm good as gold. Thanks for having me, guys. I've got to say before we get started, I'm a big fan of you two. I was buzzing to come on. I actually asked you to come on the show, didn't I?
How nice is that?
I do. I mean it as well. I always listen to this one, so yeah, looking forward to this.
Oh, do you want a sweet? We've got loads of sweets for you.
I've got some sweets. I've got all sorts.
You can't eat in here. Joke.
Oh yeah, you can't. Well, could we say no? Well, what you can do, we can do what like Simon Cowell does. Supposedly that you're not allowed to smoke indoors, but then he says how much is the fine? They say £1,000. He just lights up a cigarette.
Pay it, sod it. It's fine.
Pay the fine, right? We'll pay the fine. What? Joe say no. We can do. Look, they're ex-pros. Well, not ex-pros. What are you up to at the moment? Where are you at the moment?
I think I'm still a pro. I'm not fully sure, to be honest with you. I feel like I'm at a point where I could happily retire. But then I feel like I've still got a little bit more to give still. So I don't think I'm going to come out and say I'm going to retire just in case something pops in. Do you know what I mean? It could be abroad, it could be in this country, it could be number 2, it could be number 1, no matter what. I think I'm just going to keep enjoying doing what I'm doing because I've got to say I've enjoyed the last 3 or 4 months not playing football, and I haven't really missed it either.
Have you really?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
So you're 39 years old.
39.
So that's not old for a goalkeeper, is
it? I don't know. It's a kind of on the edge. I reckon sort of 39, 40. Obviously you got Buffon out in Italy, sort of smashing it still, looking $1 million.
But it's difficult for him because he's got a walking stick as well. So
he's $1 million. Honestly, mate, don't judge him like that. He's $1 million. He's good to go still. So yeah, if something pops in, brilliant.
Yeah.
But I've got so much stuff I'm doing with all my other media stuff anyway. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
That's what I was going to say though, because surely you're the busiest man out there. Obviously the Fozcast, you've got all this different stuff, cycling GK. I mean, how have you got time to fill it all in?
We've got a new football show as well. You're coming on Monday, by the way. Yeah, it's called Football Fill In. It's just like a weekend review. It's a YouTubey thing, and I just think YouTube is the way forward. Like, I honestly think in a few years we'll be watching games streamed live on YouTube. You'll have different content creators who'll be commentating on it, and not even commentating, just having a laugh and talking about it and stuff. And everything seems to be digital media nowadays. So that's where I'm going with it.
Well, just to point out that people can see you now. We are live on YouTube. If you look over your left shoulder, you'll see exactly what people at home can see. You're looking good, by the way. You're 39. Do you dye your hair?
No, can you not see the grey hairs there?
Oh yeah, okay. The headphones are covering.
Yes, the headphones covering.
But you in good nick? I mean, if the phone rang today, you're ready to go.
I think I would be good to go, to be fair. Goalkeeping, it's kind of in your head most of the time anyway. As long as you're physically fit, and don't get me wrong, it'd probably take a couple of weeks of diving around to get the sores out the bones and the muscles, all that kind of stuff. But it's just in your head. Honestly, it is. As you get older, you learn how to look after your body, and it's your head gets you through the games.
Do you put the call out? Does your agent do that? Do you give yourself a limited time? For argument's sake, if you've not got a call before the window closes, which is 2 weeks away, will you say that's it, or is there, you're putting no time frame on this at all? No time frame. I think and it's a weird thing to do because nowadays everybody, it's like you have to make a decision. People keep saying to me, "Well, will you retire then?" I'm like, "No, I'm just kind of good to go." But it's a weird one for sure because there's not many players who are just sort of sitting there in the middle of October or November or whatever and still playing football but not actually attached to a club. So yeah, I'm definitely not putting a time frame on it or anything like that. If something comes in, we'll address it when it comes to it. But it's got to work logistically. I think the thing for me is at my age, at 39, and the last 4 years as well, living in the Midlands and travelling down to Watford, it does take its toll on you. That travelling bit really does. You get out of the car sort of 2-3 in the afternoon, and you're back. Lamborghini.
Yeah, that low little Lamborghini. No chance. I wouldn't fit in one of them anyway. But yeah, it does. It hurts your back, all that kind of stuff, and it's just the time away from the family as well. So I think logistically, it's going to have to work for me, and that's the beauty of it. I just see what comes in.
Do you know what? That's one of the beauties. You said that you haven't got to put no time frame on it because you can. You're busy doing your other ventures. It's not like you're sitting at home twiddling your thumbs thinking, I need to get another club. You've got time if you want to.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with like players my age, recently retired players. I would worry that if you haven't got anything in place, do you know what I mean? Like you've been in the media for a long time already, Bentley, haven't you? And you're very good at it, and you've got another focus.
He is. He's got a good teacher, though, right?
Yeah, damn right. You two are the best. Honestly, you are. But if I didn't have anything, it would worry me. Yeah. Genuinely, it would worry me.
Do you have anyone? Does anyone have someone at a football club that takes care of that side of things for players that are coming to the end of their game? Because you mentioned now you've got so many outlets with regards to social media and digital platforms and so on. So I'm guessing it's easier than it was maybe 10, 15 years ago for players that are retiring to find something else to get into. But is there someone at a club that concentrates on looking at those players towards the end of their career, or that they literally, the clubs just go bye-bye?
Yeah, kind of is a bit like that. Kind of is a bit like that. I think when you're getting towards the end of your career, other outlets start recognising that and realising it, and then if that person is applicable for what they're doing, if whether it's media or whatever it is, coaching, then they will start to make inquiries like, how long you got left? How long are you going to be playing for? Do you want to start coaching? That's when you might start doing your badges, or in Bentley's case, got into the media early doors. But no, there's definitely nobody at football clubs who kind of for the next phase. No.
There are some clubs you've played for that I'm thinking of one now, Manchester United, that are supposedly in the market for a number 3. Right,
Yeah.
a goalkeeper. Has anything happened in that scenario? Has anyone contacted anyone? Would you be happy to go to a Premier League club and sit as a number 3?
I thought you were at Manchester United. That's a long way from where you live.
It is a long
To
way.
commute
Yeah.
every day.
I'm
An hour and a half, that.
You get back in the Lambo for that, though.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
But what do you want to continue? Do you want guaranteed first-team football at a Premier League club, a Championship? What do you want to carry on?
No, I don't think I do. I don't want guaranteed. It doesn't have to be that at all. I think, like I say, it just has to work logistically. I'm happy. Like I say, I'm good to go. I'm good to play and be a first choice goalkeeper. If it was a good enough offer where I'd go and be a number 2, number 3, and I could look forward to working with solid goalkeepers and solid lads that I know I can get behind. Like halfway through last season, I was number 2 for a little bit behind Dan Batman at Watford, and I found I'm a really good cheerleader. Honestly, I'm a really good cheerleader, good team player. So something like that wouldn't faze me either. You know, getting to work with maybe a young English goalkeeper or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Have you done your badges or anything like that? Do you want to
No, I'd never do coaching. Never do coaching.
Why?
It's just basically much longer hours and much worse pay. And that does not appeal to me.
At least he's honest.
sounds like talkSPORT.
Yeah, honestly, right, it sounds bad to say this, but football is a really unsociable job. It is unsociable hours. You're away a lot. Like I said, with Watford last year, we would stay in the hotel the night before every game, home and away. And then, like I say, if I've got friends having a party on Saturday or Sunday, it's I can't because I've got this. And it's only until you get to the end of your career when you take a few good months off it, like I've done. I'm like, I can do that. And like, we went on holiday a couple of weeks ago, and it was out of the blue, and I was like, I can do that. Like, that's amazing. Yeah. That's what normal people do. So, like I say, I've really enjoyed the last few months.
Okay, and what you're doing now, did you think that you would enjoy it as much? How did you get into this side of it? Was it someone pushed you into it, or you fell into it by mistake?
The media?
Yeah.
It started with when I started up a YouTube channel, 18 months ago, nearly 2 years. That was mine. That was born from lockdown, basically. I wanted to start showing people what I do with the kids at home, because I'm super busy. I'm always active doing stuff. So I almost set up like a Krypton Factor assault course in the garden for the kids, and the cargo nets and all that kind of stuff. And I was going to show people what we're doing just to get their kids out and active and stuff. And then we got back to football, and then I thought, do you know what? I might start just showing what it looks like coronavirus in football, different changing rooms, separation, all that kind of stuff. And that's where it came from. And then eventually I got the idea to put the GoPro in the back of the goal in a live championship match. And as soon as I put that content out, that was it.
That's what they want to see, though, don't they? That's what fans want to see.
Nobody's seen it from that angle before. Do you know what I mean? And then
do you have to get someone to okay that?
Yeah, I did eventually. Yeah, I knew at first. I ran it through a load of people,
when you say eventually, did you stick the GoPro in the net, do it, and then go, is this okay to send out, or did you ask before you put it in?
No. I didn't ask. I did it. I then put the content out.
Hold on, so you took to the field with a GoPro?
Yeah, so I put it in the back of my goal. So I basically kept it under a towel. Sort of walked out. Did it at first. I didn't really tell anybody.
Yeah.
And then I stuck it in the back of the goal. It's on like a little tripod anyway. Yeah. So I put it in there, and it's got like, with GoPros, they've got these little. You can put these like media mods on it, and it amplifies all the sound. It's beautiful. So the quality was incredible. The pictures were amazing. And then just to hear and listen to how footballers talk to each other and converse, and how I would like tell my right back or left back to come in or don't get beat, all that kind of stuff. People were just fascinated by it. So yeah, I did it at first. Just put the content out, and that's when the sort of slap on the wrist came and said, no, you can't just do that, you got to ask at least. So anyway, to be fair, it was Sky and the EFL that I had to clear it with, but they were brilliant. They were absolutely fantastic. They let me carry on doing it.
Okay. There was no way the Premier League were letting you do that, though.
No chance.
No chance.
Zero chance. Like literally, as soon as the season finished, like I had to go on a Zoom call with the Premier League, with all these other big dogs and stuff, and they were basically like, right, well, don't even dream of doing that in the Premier League. We have to charge Amazon, we have to charge BT, Sky Sports, all these guys so much money to broadcast our content. There's no way you're doing it. Don't even dream of it. We will sue you like you wouldn't believe.
That first one that you put in your goal, did you have a good game?
Yeah, clean sheet. Yeah, clean sheet.
There's probably about 5 before that weren't going out.
Who was the first player that scored? Was it Jamal?
He was the first player. He was the first player that actually, because like I say, it started gathering sort of momentum, and people really started noticing it and knowing what it was. So the first player to score a goal and actually go and celebrate into it was Jamal Lowe for Swansea. It was nothing major, and he just sort of ran up and sort of pointed at it a little bit, but that was it. He was asked about it in interviews afterwards, and that's it. It just blew up from there.
Just quickly, we're going to go to break. We've got you till 7, right? We've got loads to go. If people want to phone up and ask you questions about anything, you're cool with that?
Yeah, brilliant.
Okay. 03717223344. Just ever so quickly, Benty and every other striker I've ever worked with, they remember every single goal. Okay, and you've scored against.
Yeah, Fozzie. Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember a lot of the goals you concede? So for argument's sake, do you remember him scoring against you?
Who was it for?
There was one for Sunderland.
I don't remember this.
2-2.
I'll find it in a minute.
Do you remember? If I said, like, there was a game you were playing for Watford, you lost 3-1, it was however many years, would you remember it? Because he remembers every goal.
Nah, that's what strikers and goalies are different.
I know,
we just kind of brush it off. It's our job. That's how we look at it. Goalies, like strikers, just ego though. They live off this kind of. Even if watched that goal about 100 times that night, 50 times the next day.
In ad breaks, I swear to you, this is true. He comes over with his phone
You
on YouTube.
absolute liar.
And goes, shows me a go, goes Sunderland volley, bosh.